Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking you through a ton of new drugstore makeup. Some of this was just released, some of it was released a few months ago, but if you are in the market to buy something new or you've been eyeing some of these products, I wanted to get through as many products as I could get through in one video to give you a thumbs up or thumbs down and my thoughts on each of the products. I have a ton of stuff to get through, so I'm going to go through these kind of quickly and give you my thoughts. If you have additional questions, definitely leave them down in the comments below, and I'm sure you've gathered by now that the background is different. I have been in my basement filming with that brick wall, but I'm giving my room a shot right now because there's no windows in my basement, so I feel like I can't really see what I'm doing when I'm doing my makeup because there's no natural light. And in my room I have a big window and a lot of natural light, so I hope you guys don't mind me switching it up until I figure out the best place. So I have 3 non-makeup products that I'm going to go through and then we'll get into the makeup. So the first one is this Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Face Mist. This has an SPF of 55 and like it sounds, it's a mist. So you just spray it onto your face like you would spray a setting spray, and it revamps your sunscreen. This is perfect for like sporting events or going to an amusement park where you're gonna put your SPF on in the morning underneath your makeup, and then you're gonna be gone all day and out in the sun all day, and you're not gonna go into a bathroom and wash your face and reapply your sunscreen and all that jazz. This will give you that added protection, but I would recommend putting your normal sunscreen on first and then just using this to kind of amp up your sunscreen throughout the day. This is oil-free and the mist is super fine. At least for me, it doesn't mess with my makeup. I find that my makeup stays put just as well as it would if I didn't use this, and it's oily skin friendly. So I highly recommend this if you are going to be in a situation where you want to reapply your sunscreen without taking your makeup off. Alright, this next product is another really innovative product that I was excited to try, and it's the Dove Care Between Washes, and these are dry shampoo wipes. So rather than kind of carrying around a bottle of dry shampoo, these come in little individual packets that you can just throw in your purse. You can use these right after the gym, or if your hair right here kind of gets oily from your oily skin, kind of touch up right there. So I was really excited about it, and this is what they look like. There's a pretty decent size. But I have to say, these, in my experience at least, don't really work. I mean, they smell really good. So if you just want to kind of freshen up the way that your hair smells, I think they work. But as far as removing excess oil, like a blotting sheet for your hair, I find that it didn't do the trick like an aerosol or a powder would. So I can't say that I recommend these, but I thought they were worth trying. All right, the next product is a skincare product. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that CeraVe is one of my holy grail brands when it comes to skincare, and they released a brand new formulation. So this is the Acne Foaming Cream Cleanser, and it has 4% benzoyl peroxide. It's supposed to clear acne, pimples, blackheads, and prevent new acne. I haven't been having a whole lot of breakouts right now in order to test this and tell you whether or not it works, but I would say I really trust this brand, and if I do have another flare-up, this is the first product that I'll be reaching for. So if you're struggling with acne and you're looking for a really reliable face wash to try, I would say give this one a try. Moving on to the actual makeup. The first product I want to talk about is this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I was really excited about this and just the whole trend toward lightweight foundations. I personally prefer a lighter weight, kind of light to medium coverage foundation because I feel like you should let as much skin show as you possibly can and then just let concealer do its job. So for an everyday product, this is actually the one that I've been reaching for a lot. It's really lightweight, it doesn't break me out, which says a lot because so many products break me out. I have really sensitive skin, and I was worried about this one because it does have coconut milk in it, but at least for me, it didn't break me out, it didn't clog my pores whatsoever, and it just leaves my skin looking like skin. If you have oily skin, you're gonna get shiny by the end of the day, but it's not as shiny as you would think with such a hydrating product. They did a really good job of making the formulation really thin, so it feels really lightweight, it wears really well, and it fades really well. So I definitely really like this. I was pleasantly surprised. Another foundation that just recently launched was this Revlon Candid Glow. A lot of people raved about this original formula, just the Revlon Photo Ready Candid. And even though I do like this, I like the finish of it, it does break me out and I have to be careful about how often I use it. So I was excited to see that this one is actually non-comedogenic. This one doesn't have that claim, so it's a little bit more sensitive skin friendly. This one has a really beautiful glowy finish. If you have drier skin or more mature skin, I think you're really gonna love this because It leaves the skin looking really hydrated and youthful. But if you have oily skin, I would say you probably aren't gonna love this because it does really glow. Unlike the Skin Milk, this is a thicker formulation, almost like a gel-like formulation, and it leaves the skin feeling a little bit sticky. And as good as my skin looked for the first few hours of wearing this, by the end of the day, I was definitely very shiny. So overall, I highly recommend, but if you have oily skin, just beware that you're gonna get pretty shiny. So this next foundation is the one I was actually wearing in my top 5 concealers video, and a lot of you guys were asking about the skin, and it was this number 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced All-in-One Foundation. This has an SPF of 50, and it's super moisturizing. If I'm going in order from most lightweight to like thickest, most moisturizing, it would go CoverGirl, Revlon, and then number 7. This would be wonderful for dry, mature skin because it just hydrates the skin, it plumps the skin, and it provides the SPF that you need. Even though I have oily skin, I still really enjoy the way that this makes my skin look and feel. So this would be something I would put on to go to the beach or the pool, somewhere where I don't mind having really glowy skin, and I'm probably only going to be wearing it for a couple of hours because it does get pretty shiny on me by the end of the day. And I will also say that the SPF of 50 will clog pores if you have really sensitive acne prone skin. For me, I get some bumps kind of on my chin if I wear this for 5 or 6 days straight. So just be aware of that if you have acne prone skin as well. But this provides beautiful coverage, it's super moisturizing, and I love that it has an SPF built in. And this, just like the concealer that goes with it, this number 7 Lift and Luminate, they're part of the same line. They are kind of spin-offs from their skincare line, the Lift and Luminate skincare line. And so you're getting those added skincare benefits while you're wearing makeup, which who doesn't want that? Kind of going along with that foundation is this concealer. I'm not going to talk too much about this because I raved about it in my top 5 concealers video. I'll link that down below if you haven't seen it yet. This is just a beautiful, hydrating, natural formulation, perfect for every day. I love that it has skincare benefits in it, and you're treating your under eyes as well as concealing what you don't want to show the world that day. Super buildable and blendable. You really can't go wrong with this concealer. All right, the next skin product is one, again, that I've talked about, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but if this is the first video that you're watching of mine, I have to mention it, and it's the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. This stuff is so amazing. I can't believe I don't hear everyone talking about it because it's just that good. It has a little dropper applicator, and you can just squeeze a drop or two into your moisturizer or into your foundation if you want to bronze it up a little bit and give yourself an all-over sun-kissed glow. And if you do it that way, it's really, really subtle. You can put as many drops in as you want. But the way that I use it is almost like a liquid bronzer, so I'll just put a little bit on my face or on a brush and just blend it out. And it's perfect for the no makeup days where you want a little something to warm up your skin, but you don't want to use a powder bronzer. Highly, highly recommend this, and I think it's super underrated. All right, these next 2 products are both cream blush products, and my standard for cream blushes is this Flower Beauty Blush Balm. This stuff is the bomb. God. I was really excited to try 2 new formulas. So starting with the CoverGirl Clean Fresh one, the colors they came out with are just so beautiful. There's like a little bit of a sheen in there as well. When I swatched these, I was really excited, but when I actually applied them to my skin, I found that it really disturbed the makeup underneath. I had on a foundation and I went to apply it on top, and it totally took off the foundation I had underneath. It looked really splotchy and messy, and I was honestly just really disappointed by it. So I know it's an unpopular opinion, but for me, I just can't recommend these cream blushes by CoverGirl. And then the other cream blush, the Maybelline Cheek Heat, my first impression of this was really, really positive. It's a really moussey texture. I applied it with my fingers and it sheared out in a really nice way. Because it's not super pigmented, it's really user-friendly. You can apply it and blend it out, and if you just want a super sheer wash of color, you can stop there or you can keep building it up. And that was my initial impression of this. But as I kept using it, I found I had the same issue as I did with this CoverGirl one. Depending on the foundation I'm wearing underneath, this really will break apart my foundation and leave my skin looking splotchy, and I kind of have to go back to the foundation step and start over. So again, I liked this at first, but after using it with different products, I can't say I recommend that one either. Moving on to a product I would recommend, this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Cooling Glow Stick is so beautiful. It's the highlighter I have on right now. So pigmented, it feels really cooling when you apply it to the skin. The only things I'll say about this one are, number 1, the packaging feels a little cheapy and it doesn't come with a ton of product, and these retail for about $10, so you'd expect them to look a little bit nicer than they do and come with more product. The other thing that I'll say is that you have to work quickly with these. It's not the type of product you can put on your cheek and then respond to a text and then come back and blend it out. You need to go ahead and blend it as soon as you apply it, otherwise you'll be stuck with a stripe on your face. So you definitely need to work quickly with these. Okay, moving on to eyes. There are 3 eyeshadow palettes that I want to talk about. The first is this one by Profusion. It's the Mirage palette. It comes with 3 different formulas. You've got your mattes, your shimmers, as well as your glitters. But if you are an eyeshadow lover, you need this palette in your collection. It looks a lot more intimidating than it is because you've got all these bright pops of colors and the glitters. But there are so many natural tones. All these tones over here are really natural, really easy to use, and you can kind of build up to using the more statement colors if you want. Sorry, my card just ran out of memory, so hopefully I can get through the rest of this. But like I was saying about this one, you have everything you need in here to create a whole look from start to finish. You're not going to need to grab any other palettes. You've got your lighter shades to set your concealer, you have your darker shades to go through the crease, as well as shimmers and glitters and great transition colors. So I highly recommend this palette, both for the color selection and the formulation. Profusion also released this Amber Eyes palette, and this is a beautiful warm toned palette. I found myself reaching for it a lot, even though I haven't been super into the warm tones lately. I've been using a lot more like mauvey purpley colors than I have orangey red colors, but I was really pleasantly surprised by this palette and all of the looks that you can create with it. What I will say is that this one is definitely a lot more powdery than the Mirage palette. You're gonna get a lot of kickback with these matte shades when you dip your brush in, but if that doesn't bother you, it doesn't really bother me, and you like these types of colors, then I definitely would recommend this palette. Again, you have everything you need. I love when palettes come with transition colors, a light matte shade and a dark matte shade, because you can create a whole look without having to open up a bunch of different palettes. So another good one, but if I had to pick between the 2, I would definitely go with Mirage. All right, keeping with the eyeshadows, the next eyeshadow that I want to talk about is one that I think everyone has to have in their makeup collection because it is so good and so cheap, and it is the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow. You guys, I don't know what e.l.f. did with their eyeshadow formula, but whatever they did with this, they need to keep doing it because this palette is so good. It's so blendable and easy to work with. The shimmers are just so creamy and beautiful. If you're looking for just a small eyeshadow palette you can travel with, you can create a cohesive look with, and you don't need 25 shades to choose from, definitely pick one of these up. Find a color palette that speaks to you and don't miss out on these amazing eyeshadow palettes. All right, next up we have a couple of liquid eyeshadows. e.l.f. came out with a formula and L'Oreal came out with a formula. I'll just go ahead and say, if you're trying to pick between the 2, go with the e.l.f. one. I was a lot more impressed by the wear time and overall pigmentation of the e.l.f. ones. These, I thought, the L'Oreal ones, I thought swatched really well. I was excited about them, but when I actually applied to the eye, as I blended it out, it lost a lot of the pigment, and then throughout the day, it wore off. So again, if you're choosing between these 2, go with the e.l.f. All right, next up is this Profusion Wing It Superfine Eyeliner, and it is exactly what it sounds like. You guys, this eyeliner is the tiniest tip I have ever seen. This is perfect for a super thin line on your lash line or for a really defined wing. I've definitely been reaching for this quite a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to pick up the speed here because I feel like this video is gonna be super long. Next up are 2 mascaras that I wanna talk about. The first is this Profusion Lash Out Loud, and I'm just gonna cut to the chase with this one. I don't like it. It didn't do a whole lot for my lashes. It didn't do anything for the curl for my lashes. I felt like they looked really stick straight. I had to build it up a lot for any sort of volume. This one, on the other hand, the Bambi Eyes mascara by L'Oreal, I was really excited about it. I like the more rubbery wand, but by the end of the day, I had so much fallout. I had like little black specks underneath my eye. Even my husband noticed. So this did make me look like Bambi eyes in the beginning of the day, but by the end of the day, it was more like raccoon eyes. So I can't say I recommend this one. And then the last product that I have from Profusion are these Iconic 3D Faux mink lashes. That's what I'm wearing right now, and you guys, I had the hardest time putting these on. The band is just a little bit too thick for my liking, so whenever I would finally get it pinned down, it would pop back up, and I had to reapply it a few times. I like the way that they look now that they're on, but I had a really hard time putting them on. So maybe that's just user error, but I don't think that I would reach for these again. I have a ton of other makeup that I could talk about, but my battery's running out. feel like this video is getting really long, so I'm gonna wrap it up with one last one. If you guys like this, let me know, and I can do a whole nother batch of makeup with a thumbs up, thumbs down. So let me know down in the comments below. But the last product I want to share with you is this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Tinted Lip Oil. This stuff is really good. If you're looking for this specifically, you can't go wrong with this formula. I just personally don't find myself looking for a tinted lip oil. If I want to wear a lip oil, it's because I want to hydrate my lips and I'm fine with it being sheer. And if I want pigment, then I want a lipstick or something where the pigment's going to last longer than it would with just a lip oil. So overall, I think it's a really good product, but it's just not something that I would find myself reaching for. And that is going to be it for this video. I'm gonna wrap this up without my camera dying, hopefully. But let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you like this style of video, I'll be happy to do more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.